The Crown, for me, is like the greatest coming-of-age story ever. As a director, any project you approach, you have to work out what's the truth in this story and how am I going to visualize this, how am I going to bring this to life. There is, an extensive team of researchers and wealth of material that's online, whether that be written material or sort of archive footage. So what's great, I guess, is, normally when you're sort of making something from fiction, you have a sort of a complete blank piece of paper. I guess with this you are able to delve into the most amazing amount of archive and research and use that to sort of feed into the stories you're telling. But I think it's not to be constrained by that, because ultimately we're not making a documentary, we are making a fictionalized version of history.
People are anticipating something grand and special when they watch a show called The Crown, and I wanted to introduce a bit of post-war austerity. Episode 4 of season 2 is the time where I've begun to step out of that and to introduce a bit of colour, introduce a world that's coming out of austerity.
Working on Peter Morgan's scripts is a blessing, really, because they're very detailed and funny or dark and emotional. But we have a lot of input because he loves creative input. He loves collaboration, and if we come up with a better structure or a better way of telling the story, then he's very supportive.
It starts off with the script, obviously, and then when we go out and shoot it, we choose appropriate locations and build sets with the view to extending them and adding the additional architecture or scale or crowd or whatever, and so it sort of starts in the prep and the planning stages, and then we once we've filmed everything, we'll draw up some concepts for what we want it to look like in the final show, and then it's kind of a iterative process of finessing the design and the look from then.
I'm a film student, so it's always really interesting to see the people who actually do the thing and you hear their perspective of those things, because it's quite different than the textbook or just a simple clip. So I think it's actually quite informative in terms of looking at those people, the real people behind the show, and seeing their perspective.